Greetings, greetings, lover. Fear here. Choices, choices. It's all about the choices. This is the weekend love reading for Aries for October 10th through the 17th, 2020. I don't really have a scripted opening, so kind of flying by the seat of my pants here. And so what this is going to look like is, first of all, love is universal. So love can be any type of what is in your highest and greatest good, regardless of the people, the situation, the circumstances, and it is whatever is going on for you in the collective that is pulled from, and what is going to allow you to move through maybe a difficult situation or relationship that is going to serve you best and be the most loving, compassionate, and kind to you. Whether or not a romantic relationship shows up or not, well, we'll see. So the structure of these collective readings for Aries is that I will draw a Osho Zen card, one for yourself and one for the other energy, whether it's a situation or person. And then I'm going to look at what is in your love energy, fear energy, inner, outer, and the same for the other energy, since we don't know yet if that's going to be a person or situation. And then that will help guide you through. It may be a love reading in the typical sense. It may be something that is specific to you. So Aries, we're going to go ahead and get started and see what comes up for you for this week. Aries, I'm not sure what it is. There's an energy that is trying to come through, but I'm not being able to quite pick it up. And it feels like it might be a recently passed on loved one. If somebody has had a recently passed on loved one, I appreciate it. You might appreciate it. They might appreciate it. If you reached out, I feel like there's a message waiting. It might be a personal, specific message, and that might be why it's not coming in clearly right now, because it may be too personal to be in a collective message. So if you are an Aries and you have a recently passed on loved one, it feels like maybe in the last couple of weeks, there may be something waiting for you, someone trying to reach you on the other side. So I suspect that may not have much to do with the reading, but we'll see. What is the overall energy for Aries, please? For for the collective of Aries. What is the overall energy that we need to address for Aries for October 10, 2020 through October 17? Aries. Huh. Transformation. Wow. And there goes the fan on my laptop again. Isn't that the most annoying sound? I hear it when I'm uploading videos too. And if anybody's got recommendations for that, that would be awesome. Alright, now on to your actual energy, Aries, and we will look at your person or situation. I think it is the fan. For Aries, October 10th through 17th, 2020, please. Aries for this transformation. Energy, please. Inner. So in the end of the reading, I will pull an oracle card, and I do read from the books because the oracle cards are, they always apply to the reading. And what one person gets of most value may be something different. So I really don't interpret the oracle cards. Wow. Okay. Fear. I just feel like that's leaving something out for you guys. Outer. What is the outer energy for Aries, please? Interesting. Transformation indeed. Balancing energy for Aries, please. Balancing energy, please. Look at the connecting energy between all of these. It's kind of like a clarifier before asking. Transformation energy for Aries. You know, it's amazing as a reader to see cards over and over and over again, and there's points where you start to notice things in the artwork that you've never seen before. You'll see it all the time. Other YouTube readers are using a deck they've been using for years, and all of a sudden, oh, I didn't notice. There's so much energy spent on the energy. You miss some of the details in the art and what that can bring. Connecting energy between the love energy and inner. That was inner and love between inner and field. Connecting energy. Connecting energy between fear and others. Connecting energy between others and life. Alright, now I'm going to go ahead and pull your person or situation energy, Aries. I do them separately because I don't want the energies to cross over. So the person or situation that Aries is connecting with. So just by the cards that are out, this probably is a relationship, but we'll find out for sure. Person or situation. Huh. Yeah. You think? The Lovers and Friendliness. And friendliness is about, in this deck, that's the Two of Cups. But it's really more about not being attached to the label of the relationship. It is more of a pure unconditional love kind of situation rather than this attachment of marriage or relationship. It is more of a pure unity. You know, this regard and equal respect and recognition of this other individual as kind of a oneness with the self, and honoring of that. So it really is more of a it goes beyond the Two of Cups kind of concept. I'm just feeling for the energy, which, yeah. I just know the last reading I used this deck in was hugely positive and very intense. So this might be the same. So we'll see what this situation has to bring in this person. Like the Lovers and Friendliness, and you're coming out of, well, so the Three of Swords, which is in your love energy. Most readers see as heartbreak. I read it also as being too much in the head, not enough in the emotion, not enough in the heart. Head overruling heart. And really the desire is to have balance between the two. So it'll depend on what the energy are, and I haven't gotten into that energy are. Energy is, guys, I have not been able to talk today. I'm going to go ahead and blame Mercury pre-shadow for that. Talk, read. So if there's a lot of stumbling over words, just blame it on the planetary energies and allergies. All right. For this person, for Aries, what is in the love energy, please? Okay. Inner. Fear. What is fear? What is love? What is love? Fear. Wow. Okay. Outer. King and Queen of Swords. And reverse one of the outer. What is the outer energy of this person, please? Yes. And what is the balancing energy for them, please? What is the balancing energy for them, please? Judgment and justice. Interesting. Ooh. What is the balancing energy, please? Yeah. What is your balancing energy, please? Talk to me, person. Started to. Balancing energy. They may be struggling in some way. There we go. These ones in reverse. It'll be interesting to see what the connections are. Okay. For Aries person. The Lovers, friendliness. What are the connecting energies for them between friendly energies? Love and inner. Connecting energy between love and inner for Aries person, please. Connecting energy. Wow, there's a bunch trying to come out. Connecting energy between love and inner. There we go. Connecting energy between inner and fear. 2, 3, 4. No, too many. Too many, guys. Just one. Inner and fear, please. Connecting energy between inner and fear. Thank you. Connecting energy between fear and outer. Like those, we'll take that. Yum. Okay. Outer and love, please. Energy, outer and love. Okay. All right. Let's see what we've got going on, Aries. Obviously, you are going through a period of transformation that is your overall energy. And this is actually, there is a lot in here I have never noticed before. This is very much, this is an Ascension card. So, this is like basically the Death card. And you can see the shadow energy here, which is, what we deal with. And there's a snake and there's a chain and this person, this face. And one of the things not noticed is it looks like clouds, right? But it's actually a lotus. And then you've got the flames and you've got the swan and you've got the yin yang. So it's this ascension, literally, of energy. So there's something big going on or coming to you, Aries. Which, having the moon card and the justice card both would indicate that. So we're going to go ahead and actually start with the connecting energy between your fear and your external, because I feel like that's kind of where all this starts. But we'll see. So my illness, fatigue, stress, anxiety, worry, all these things are deterioration, lost. The external energy is conflict. 5 of Wands. And that's one of the reasons, one of the things I noticed is that this energy of fear, which is interestingly the Justice card. So I don't know yet if that means that you are afraid justice isn't coming, or if justice is going to be served in some way that you ought to be fearful. We'll see that in a moment. But there's a lot of conflict, and there is this fear of this conflict going from justice. So it could be a legal matter. We'll see. Usually it would be a Hierophant if it's a legal matter, so I'm not really getting that. Going from the fear into, or from the external into your love energy is, perfect, precise, design, fragile, handle carefully, unique, exquisite, code, a pattern, detailed. On the other side, the love energy is basically divine timing, perfect timing, longevity, the past, lifetime, origin, time passes, test of time, make time, eventually. I feel like this is very much a divine timing, past life, kind of energy. I think more divine timing. And the connecting energies are telling me more about what's going on here. With the new moon next to the moon, enchantment, inception, erotic or excitement, new beginnings, pure expansion, carefree. Now we have this conflict externally. So this may have internal, hiding from yourself. Desire for happiness. Yeah. With the transformation card. Yeah, I do feel like this is healing right here. This is the self-love. This is your transformation occurring right here. It's self-love of healing from conflict, from pain, from fear, moving into that recognition that within you are perfect. And you do have purpose. We all do. It's not always a great big, looking purpose. But the purpose for us all is to heal and to be in the space of true love with self before anything else. The moon as your inner, so you may be a Cancer or have Cancer strongly in your chart. You're not a Cancer, you're an Aries. But you may have Cancer strongly in your chart. And this is your subconscious right here. And it's in the inner energy to boot. So this is directly pointing to your subconscious. And that there are things to reveal and uncover and continue to heal. But this is part of the ascension, this transformation and ascension process, is to find these things that are hiding within. This is not a negative or bad thing. It's not necessarily that we are hiding something from ourselves intentionally. Sometimes we have other work to do first, and we have to uncover some things before we can get to other things. It's a process. Justice as fear. I feel like, sorry guys, I don't know who is not being honest with themselves, but there is something going on here, because I was fine shortly before the reading. I feel like this process of uncovering, of discovery, of moving into this space of self-love is actually being very difficult. And the pain may be strong enough that it feels, will there ever be an end? Will things ever balance out for me? Will I ever get what I deserve? And a fear of not achieving that. And the balancing, the Ten of Pentacles, which is ultimate material fulfillment. It is the external. And I feel like with this particular reading, this is a reminder to ground your energy, ground your thoughts, ground your emotions, because this is a difficult, challenging process. It causes this stress and anxiety, and you may see that showing up in your external world, in how you're interacting with others. So there's these two things going on at the same time. This recognition of your inner perfection and this anxiety and stress, and that's how transformation ascension goes. It's kind of this up and down and back and forth. And this is to hold the faith in all that is around you physically, to ground yourself in that, because this is a very deeply internal process, so that you don't take some of what you're dealing with here and discovering in here to the external, where it's maybe not fair, not deserved. So some of this energy could be connecting this way, is you're having these conflicts that aren't fair to others, because of the stress, because of the anxiety of this process, which can be. So get out and socialize. Get grounded in the present moment. Don't forget what is actually here in the physical world. There is a balance between what is physical and external, and what is energetic, internal. And, there may be, and I'm guilty of this myself, there may be so much going on in these internal spaces that there is a neglect of the concrete here and now. And they're both valid, and they're both important, and they both matter. And it may be you're feeling like, if I don't go through this process and get this balance and fairness and justice with myself, and get out of this state of pain and discovery and growth, that I'm never going to have my happiness, my abundance. Write a gratitude journal as well. I feel like that may be very helpful in this particular case, and to specifically make it about grounding into the present, the here, the now, the concrete, just to help balance what is going on within, and so that it's not showing up externally. So this is your own journey and process. Now, how is that related to this other person? So this may be someone that is very, maybe younger than you or energetically younger than you. They may be immature. They may not be in this higher level space of development and transformation. But that does not mean that they are not suited to you. We have the Lovers, which is divinely guided. Now, if it weren't for the friendliness card coming out with this, or if either one had come out by themselves, I might have said this was a continuation of your reading. But as they came out together as a pair, that suggests to me it's like a double confirmation that this is a romantic love relationship, divinely guided at that kind of energy. Yeah, okay. This is an issue. Wow. Okay. You know what? This may be very much a very supportive energy. This may be your 10 of Pentacles person. And while you're going through, and this energy here, hopefully you're not directing it towards this person, because this person's your support system. This is somebody that loves you very much. So in their external, normally judgment is about karma. In this case, I feel like your energy is so heavy. This is actually literally about you, and saying that despite these darker, heavier energies, this anxiety, this stress, this conflict, this feeling of some kind of unfairness or imbalance in your life, and being afraid of not coming to terms with that, or not being treated fairly, they're not judging your process, or you for that matter. They're right there by you. They're by your side, supporting and guiding. They're not judging. Maybe you feel like they are, because sometimes when we do this work, there can be some projection that occurs, which can create this anxiety and this conflict, which isn't fair. And maybe there's a recognition that maybe you're not treating this person fairly and equally. Ooh. Yeah. That's it exactly. There's two sides to this story. I have to go back a little bit, guys. You don't feel like, okay, so you're revealing all this stuff within yourself, and as a result, you aren't treating this person fairly or justly, and you're aware of it, and it's something you don't like in yourself. It's something that I feel like is creating a sense of guilt and shame, illness, fatigue, stress, anxiety, worry, reduce, restless, filth, decay, deteriorate, loss, theft. So there's a fear that this is causing this, and this is you're trying to heal that so that you can get to this 10 of Pentacles. But understand, this person does. They understand that this is the place that you are, and they're giving space for it, which is amazing. And their love energy, 8 of Swords reverse. This is all about freedom. It's about presence. 8 of Swords upright is about self-sabotage. It's about not recognizing your own power. And so they feel like they have the strength and endurance and the resilience to stay right by your side through this process. They are not going to sabotage the situation, and they're going to try not to let you to sabotage it either. Because this is a hard part. This is a very, transformation is difficult. And somebody that really loves you is going to stay there with you. Queen of Swords is in their inner energy. They're processing a lot of this in their head. They are pretty decisive and determined. They are not going to allow what is going on outside. They're being very logical, very rational, very understanding. That might get on your nerves sometimes, Aries. But they're kind of acting as that balance when that emotional space of coming out of this gets too heavy, and we have a lot of hidden emotion and thoughts and feeling, just all of it coming out. So it can get pretty heavy, and that can be difficult for a lot of people to handle in a partnership. Knight of Swords reversed in the fear. The energy I get from this is their fear with it reverse. As they're watching you go through this process, and they're worried that you aren't being as open and honest with them about what you're feeling, what you're going through, and how it's occurring for them, or for you, to them. So there's some doubt about their ability to be what you need in full. And that's all stuff in the head, in the mind. It's a fear that they have, that, the thoughts are, maybe I'm not doing enough, maybe I'm not saying enough, maybe I'm not present enough. So they may need some reassurance from you. The balancing energy, Ace of Wands in reverse. Ace of Wands is about creativity, passionate new beginnings, adventuring, beginning something new that is, you're not going anywhere. It's in reverse. In some cases, it can mean stagnation. In many cases, it means stagnation. I'm not getting that energy at all. I'm getting this as a reassuring, I am firmly planted exactly where I am. And I am not letting this situation, no matter how conflicted or tense or unfair it might feel, I'm staying right here. And this is exactly where I need to be right now. The connecting energy between the external and the love. Ship, going places, adventure, vehicle, vacation, trip, swift travel, overseas, enterprise, movement. This is supporting your journey because there is no judgments and there is no reservation within them. So they have the space within themselves to support you on your journey and to recognize that there is love and value and respect and high regard, high esteem. They think very, very highly of you. They're not just in love with you. There is that deeper, unconditional love that there's a certainty there for them. You may not recognize it in this space right now because this can be, and it has to be, in many cases, kind of a selfish, self-serving, really, but it can appear to some as being selfish, and it's really self-fulfilling. But to some people, it can look selfish because there's so much energy going on within. That's where all your attention is. And the recognition of what you're dealing with, what you're doing, what you're going through is absolutely there, and there is absolute respect for you for it. And they are not planning on... So if there's any doubt or fear that this person is going to go away, they aren't. At least not at this time. You know, you could sabotage to the point that you don't give them a choice, but this being guided and universally supported, I wouldn't suggest going there. Between their love and their inner, which is, again, that Queen of Swords, that determination to not go anywhere, followed by the Ace of Wands in reverse and balance. Stepping stones, the process of arrival, baby steps, progress, how to keep going, step by step, way out. This is their encouragement. This is the energy they are sending to you through this love. Their support, their encouragement. They know this is a process. They get it. Look at how peaceful that is. That's how they perceive themselves between their love and their mind, their heart and their head, as being there for you. Between the inner and the fear, house, home, belonging, roots, comfort, safety, family, traditions, buildings, shelter, boundaries. They feel like they are exactly where they belong. This is both the present and the future that they desire. In their heart, in their soul, in their mind. In every way possible. This is your ideal match. To be able to go through this with you, next to you, by you, and support you and love you through it all. You can't do any better. And this is a positive energy. This is not a toxic energy. And I said at first that they were a young person, but I think in truth, beginnings, innocent, brand new, creativity, spontaneous, carefree, inexperienced, tender. I think this is more like their balancing energy to the intensity of where you're at. And you kind of see this in the new moon and maiden energy. Enchantment, inception, erotic aura, excitement, new beginnings, pure expansion, carefree. So these are like encouraging energies to remember, to explore, to adventure, to have some fun, to lighten things up a little bit on occasion, because this is a heavy process. They are, sometimes they have this very balanced, serious approach, and sometimes they have this very childlike approach that reminds you to smile, enjoy, smell the roses, be present, be fully present in this moment, and take a break from this work. So this is a really good feeling. Some of the people showing up for those I'm reading for, these collectives, they're totally supporting this type of transformation and ascension and improvement and self-love. And it is amazing to see these pairings and to see whatever you call the divine, universe, God, Allah, doesn't matter. There is a lot of involvement by the divine to help those who are actively engaging themselves in these healing processes. So we do have support, and it's not just on the ethereal, spiritual, energetic level. They are showing up for us left and right. Aries, this is amazing. You are amazing. It looks like to me, I feel like you're fairly the beginning of this journey. I don't know if this is a new relationship. I can't tell. Or if this, I feel like it might be someone you've known a while. And it is kind of a new intimate relationship. But that unconditional love, that foundation, kind of led into the rest. You know, this could be a best friend that is destined to become a lover. And I don't feel like at all that this heartbreak that you're coming out of has anything to do with them. I think this is general healing yourself. You know, it could be trauma healing, it could be prior heartbreaks, but I feel like it's more of a past pain, things that have backlogged, built up, and hidden some other deeper things that are pretty heavy. So, you know, there is clearly a lot of support energy going on. And it is a time of transformation and awakening and growth and ascension. And it is amazing to see these paired energies showing up. That's awesome. So Aries, I'm going to go ahead and pull an oracle card for you guys for some additional insight and guidance. I do read from the book when I pull these. They've been having me pull from the top. And being a jump reader, that makes me kind of uncomfortable. But sometimes we have to challenge our own comfort levels. I'm not feeling it. No, this one. It's been this one all day. So, one thing I've forgotten to do in other signs I've done so far is to leave out the cards so I can pick them up as, because the oracle cards always reflect the energy, which means the cards are usually somewhere present. And if you want more in-depth insight into what's going on for you, I do offer personal readings. So you can just reach out to me directly on YouTube, Facebook. Those are the two primary mediums I'm using. I am on Instagram also, but I have not had the opportunity to really post anything there. And my email is also in the description box, so let me know when, guys. Oh, this one, okay. Oh, you weren't kidding, were you? Wow. Aries. Cannot make it up. Release the dark wound. Let love live. This is all about inner wounding. This lower shadow energy. That's what this is about. That's what this is about. These inner wounds. So we'll see what the book actually has to say. Release the dark wound. Don't even have to start reading, and there it all is. If we detach something from its source too soon, trying to force it to become what it is not yet ready or willing to become, we can unintentionally sap it of its strength and kill it. There is a dark wound in the consciousness of humanity which demands perfection and denies process. Demands perfection and denies process. If you're thinking of publishers before you have even written a book, if you are comparing your unfinished song idea to the latest best-selling pop release, if you have decided that you are not good enough or worthy enough to succeed before you've given it everything you've got and asked for divine help, then this dark wound has you in its grasp. You have to let go of the death grip of perfectionism and let yourself and your ideas live. Love is abundant, creative, and inspiring. It moves us so much more joyously and creatively than fear. You are being asked to honor the path of your own love. Right here. Let go of the death grip of perfectionism. I feel like that's both in this Justice card and leading into this anxiety and conflict. What inspires you? What feels exciting, joyful, and perhaps even rather different? Let that live. Release the dark wounding of false belief. There are countless stories of vastly successful artists who are very nearly binned the project that was the making of their career. Because of the despair fostered by their own dark nature, they doubted. They were uncertain. Was their work any good? Was it useless? They struggled to believe in the right of a work to come They struggled to believe in the right of a work to come to life, whether it was accepted, revered, or rejected by others. So maybe some of you guys are artists. Just throwing that out there. It seems to be what this is about. They nearly lost their work to fear. Undoubtedly, there have been many times when this has actually happened, and the work was not saved, not allowed to live. The work. They nearly lost their work to fear. Undoubtedly, there have been many times when this has actually happened and the work was not saved, not allowed to live. Yeah. Do not let this happen to you. I don't feel like for you, Aries, this is so much about creative arts. I feel like the focus is actually more on the inspired energy behind the analogy being used of art. Whether something is meant to be a commercially oriented venture or a more personal creation for your own therapeutic healing, it must be allowed to be without judgment. Right here, your person, without judgment, without criticism, stepping stone. House, home. That Eight of Swords actually in reverse. Without criticism, even without premature evaluation. Where's that youthful energy? And there it is in you. It must be allowed to be what it is, and only time, love, patience, and attention will reveal it. All that is right here. The time, the love, the patience, the I'm not going anywhere, I'm staying right here. The decision, the mental in the head, I've thought about this, I'm staying right here. And the attention is for you to continue this focus of healing you with the recognition that there is love and support here, and not to sabotage it, to appreciate and value it. Yes, you're going to have these moments where, we're human, where things get too heavy, too dark, and we struggle, and it shows up externally. This person's got the endurance and the patience for it. But make sure you acknowledge what they're bringing to the table. And time, love, patience, and attention towards yourself to reveal for this stuff that's within to come out, so that it can be healed. Transformation. That's what it is. If you have drawn this card along with the Oracle of Defend to the end, which we did, and you are asked to act on this immediately so that your path can continue under the protection and grace of wisdom. If you feel drawn to read the messages, we're not going to do that. Whether you have drawn the cards in this reading or not, trust your instincts And do that in addition to completing the reading of this guidance and healing process below. You can do the healing processes for those additional cards, which we didn't draw. The messages of this card are also amplified if you have drawn the Oracle Beyond the Mind, Heartbeats. We have not. Trust yourself. So the healing process, say the declaration below out loud 3 times. Be in your heart. And really feel what you are expressing. I now choose my own free will to release all cellular memories and belief systems based in the dark wound of criticism, judgment, shaming, and fear, so that my creative, loving energy may thrive in a nourishing environment conducive to growth. Here's your nourishing environment. Conducive to growth through all time and space, through all dimensions of my being, through unconditional love. So be it. A nourishing environment conducive to growth through all time and space, through all dimensions of my being, through unconditional love, divine timing. No judgment, the decision in the mind, the decision in the heart, the experience already, the patience, it's all right here. So is it about actual creativity? Well, love is a creative force. Whether or not you're an artist and this is in some way relevant to art, this is about this connection and you moving through this stage with support, with love, without judgment, with patience, kindness, and it is going to teach you how to have all of that within for yourself. You will see it externally, in this energy here will eventually be exchanged for this one, which is unconditional love. And true, deep, genuine, unconditional love is a bond that cannot be broken. It is something pure. It doesn't necessarily mean the person or situations that there is unconditional love for or with or between is necessarily healthy. In this case, it does appear that this is a healthy connection. But it's something that's always there. And it is something we have to learn to feel and experience, because we don't actually understand what unconditional love is until then. We talk about it a lot, but the experience of it is not something we are accustomed to experiencing. And it is a very creative energy. It's inspiring. And this person loves you unconditionally. And they are in love with you as well. I mean, that should say it all right there, Aries. So, whoever this person is, I am, again, honored to have done this reading for you. And I look forward to seeing what shows up in next week's energy. If it is the same group or if it is a different group, I am seeing a lot of this external support showing up. And it is amazing. Loving it. Aries, everything is choice, always. You can choose to stay in that shadow energy and sabotage this connection if it's more comfortable for you, if that feels better to you, because there is always free will and choice. So Transformation is difficult. It is painful. It is hard. But this is worth it. That's a promise. And just as much worth it is that. Not everybody who goes through this gets that. We all have within that. We don't all know how to experience it, but we all have it. So, it's always a matter of choice. You can choose love. Or you can choose fear. It's up to you. Blessings. Happy journeying. Well, uncomfortable journeying, but you will get through it. Especially with that kind of support. Blessings to you, Aries. I'll see you next week.